Good morning, my friends. This is an emergency yoga class. We've had another announcement of further lockdown measures here in Ontario, and this is the third strengthening of these lockdown measures in less than a month. So I'm pretty stressed. Maybe you are too. So this is part of our Choose Happiness Challenge, if you've been following it. And this is my yoga practice this morning. I thought I'd just share it with you. These are some of the things that I'm doing for self-care to cope with the level of stress that we're under. So please join me. I don't know exactly how long this class will be. Like I said, this is my practice, and I let it kind of evolve somewhat naturally. So I'm going to move to my mat. And from the micro practice, if you watched the earlier video, I'm going to use a tennis ball. This is a yoga tune-up ball. If you don't have this kind of thing, even a children's ball will do. You can get a washcloth, put some rubber bands around it, and that will help. So come with me. Let's move. Let's breathe. Let's get through this together. So I'm going to start in a standing position for my practice today. In terms of props, I usually have a strap handy, a block handy, and a blanket. If you don't have any of those things, don't worry. We could make do. I also usually have some tea going. So let's come to stand on our mat. Take the ball, whatever prop you were able to organize this morning. And if you want, you can have one hand on a wall or on a chair for some balance. And I'm going to begin to move my foot over the ball, just a light amount of pressure. The outside edge of the foot, the middle of the foot, the inner arch of the foot. Just feeling into that. I'm going to start going around the heel now. And around the ball of the foot. I'm going to step onto the ball with a little bit more weight now, spreading the metatarsals over the dome of the ball. Wiggling my toes as I do that, spreading my toes. And then come back to standing in mountain pose for a moment and notice the difference between your feet. Notice the sense of receptivity under the foot you've been massaging. And that's what we're talking about, isn't it? We're talking about grounding. We're talking about coming back to earth, out of the panic in my head and into what is solid and dependable and supportive, like the earth. Because even though our world is changing so rapidly and it's scary what's happening, there are things we can still depend on. There are things that are still predictable. And being more grounded to the earth is one of those wonderful things. So I'm working into the second foot, doing exactly the same thing. And this is the micro practice from today. As often as you can, watching TV, working at your computer, reading a book, having lunch. You could be doing this with your foot. Or you can make it a standalone practice whenever you think of it. I'm doing the same thing underneath my feet. So if anyone's out there and you're joining in with me, feel free to give a thumbs up or a comment, a request for a certain posture. We are live right now, just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. But whether anybody's with me or not, this is what I need to do today. There we go. Coming back to mountain pose and noticing how that feels. Then I'm going to work into the fingers a little bit, wiggling my fingers, stretching the hands. We talked a lot about mudras all last week in our Zoom classes. That was a fun week of exploration. And just kind of rolling out the shoulders. If you ever thought you wanted to try some of the Zoom classes, you want to get in on that mudra stuff, if you sign up, you get a week free of the live classes plus access to all those recordings. I'm going to start into my sun salutations now. The version I do, I use the blanket. I do have a whole video course. If you wanted to get at that, it's free. It shows all the different versions of sun salutations. So you can use a chair, that sort of thing. But the version I'm going to do for my practice involves knees on the ground. I'm going to come to the top of my mat. I have a big wall hanging right in front of me here with Ganesh on it. And Ganesh is the remover of all obstacles in yoga philosophy. So namaste, Ganesh. Let's see if we can get through these obstacles. On the next inhale, lifting the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, I'm going to step the left leg back into the lunge. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, back into table pose. Inhale, extending the spine. Exhale, rounding it out. Inhale, stepping left foot forward, lifting my arms. Exhale, stepping the feet together in forward fold. Inhale, lifting up. And right into the second side. I'm going to focus more on my breath now, because this is my own practice this morning. Maybe you can follow along at home. Stepping the right leg back. And then inhaling, right leg forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. And to keep moving and adding on. Left leg back for lunge. This time stepping my knees a bit more back. Instead of table pose, I'm in a plank pose. Shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, shift the chest forward of the arms. Exhale, fold to the ground. Inhale, cobra pose. Exhale, pulling back into prayer. Inhale, stepping left foot forward into lunge. And exhale, feet together in forward fold. Inhale, lift. And then exhale right into the second side. So we'll do the same thing, incorporating the plank. Let's go into a third round now. Stepping left leg back. This time as you come into the lunge, holding the lunge for a moment and doing a little half moon stretch over to the right. Holding here for a couple deep breaths, breathing deeply into the left lung. Release on your next inhale. Exhale to plank. Inhale, left foot forward lunge. And stay here for a little half moon stretch over to the left. Breathing a bit more into that right lung. On your next inhale, releasing that. And exhale, stepping both feet together. Forward fold. Inhale all the way up. And coming right into the other side. Right foot back for lunge. And this time as you exhale, drop the right hand to the floor or a block if you're using it and come into a little rotation. Keep breathing. As you next exhale, adjust into the plank position. Inhale, chest forward. Inhale, right foot forward lunge. Exhale into a twist. Your next inhale, coming into the lunge. Exhale, step your feet together, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's pause for a moment after 3 rounds of our sun salutations and just notice how you feel. Remember the work we did in the feet. Anytime we come more into the body and out of the thinking mind, we can start to make conscious decisions about what's healthiest for us. I'm going to deepen my sun salutation practice. Any movement you do is perfect. These are movements I don't often teach in class because they're not comfortable for all bodies, but so modify. Do what works for you. The intention is to get into the body and move. So inhale, I'm going to come into chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen my back. And exhale, forward fold. Stepping back with the left leg into lunge. Pivoting on the back foot, dropping the whole foot to the ground. Front knee stays bent. Inhale up into warrior one. Inhabiting the shape for a few breaths. One more inhale. Exhale, coming to the plank shape. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, lifting the left leg. Exhale, stepping it through into lunge. Inhale, lifting and finding warrior one on the second side. Inhabiting the shape for a few breaths. One more inhale as you exhale, stepping into forward fold. Inhale to chair pose. And exhale, hands to the heart. Step right into the other side. This time I'll step the right leg back first. Finding warrior one with the right leg back. And drop the hands behind the back for a variation. You can use a strap between your hands if you like. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, humbly bow to the earth. Couple breaths here. Exhale, find your plank shape. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, step into warrior one. Breathe. Humble warrior, crossing the fingers the awkward way. And then when you exhale, stepping into forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, hands to the heart. Again, stopping for a moment to measure the effect of this work on your body. And I'm going to continue to move like this a little bit more. In moving somewhat vigorously, I'm burning away the resistance to what is in my life right now and becoming flexible, not just in my body, but in my mind. When times are really trying for me, I just need to do something. So let's come through a couple more variations of our sun salutation. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, stepping the left leg back into lunge. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open to warrior two. Inhabiting the warrior two shape for a few breaths. On your next exhale, windmill the arms around. Step back to plank. Inhale and plank. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale, lengthen the chest forward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, step the foot into lunge. Exhale to warrior two, holding this shape for a few breaths. On your next exhale, stepping forward into forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step right leg back. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, starting in warrior two. Inhale, sun warrior, and hold this shape for a couple breaths. Inhale back through warrior two. Exhale, plank. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling, lifting right leg. Exhale, step it through into chair, or into lunge, sorry. Inhale up into warrior two. And move to sun warrior as you next inhale. Staying with this shape for a couple breaths. Inhale through warrior two. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. And exhale, hands to the heart. So normally when I teach my Zoom classes, we break the poses down more. I offer more opportunity for modification. This is my own practice today. So I'm going to start getting more and more into my own flow, and I hope you do too. Just knowing that you're there and we're breathing and moving together is all that I really need right now. This isn't really me teaching a yoga class. It's us practicing side by side. So that completes about 5 rounds of a kind of a flow, a sun salutation flow. I'm going to do one more round. I'm starting to sweat, need to blow my nose. I know that I'm starting to move through some pretty significant layers here. Make sure I have enough hydration. Take time to feel in between rounds. Be present. It's the essence of practice, isn't it? To just come home to yourself, to ground. You want to do one more round of flow with me? Ganesh and I have been through a lot together, by the way. This isn't our first rodeo through depression. I remember being at Kripalu in Massachusetts, and they have a big stone statue of Ganesh out in the bush, out in the mountains. And on a hike, my first visit there, I came upon it and I didn't know it was there. And it seemed like such a sign, you know? So anyway, experiencing those moments. Sometimes they're synchronous and beautiful, and sometimes they're hard to manage. But all moments are welcome on the mat. All moments are welcome in our practice. Let's flow with our breath. I often get very emotional in my yoga practice. I don't know if you do. Sometimes we spend a lot of energy denying emotion. There's no time for it, but we're still having them. And our bodies are still being imprinted with that neurochemical signature. So it's okay to let some tears flow, let some giggles flow. Let anything flow that needs to flow along with your breath. Trust the process, trust your practice. So how are you? I'm going to come down onto the mat and do some work on my belly. Postures that focus on opening the chest, getting the breath deeper into the lungs, very helpful for depression. This is where a strap might come in handy. Blow my nose again. Lots of things are moving today, which is good. Depression is being stuck. Movement means we're moving through depression. I'm really focusing on feeling the breath in my back body right now. Moving behind the heart. I'm going to hold cobra pose for a little bit now. So I want to make sure my toes are pointing straight back. My thighs are internally rotated. The front of my pelvis is well grounded. Again, focus on breathing into the back of your heart. This is where your strap might come in handy. You could just do one leg at a time. That's probably my least favorite pose. If holding down dog doesn't really feel comfortable to you, you can always take a child's pose. Just working out the spine a little bit after those back bends. And as I look down, I realize I have some chocolate on the front of my shirt, which I must be honest, there might have been a lot of chocolate last night when I was dealing with my depression. And I'm going to come into boat pose. So I want to find a neutral place for the spine, not flexed, not extended. And then find a way to do boat. I can keep that beautiful open heart. Feel my strength. Breathe into every part of my abdomen. And then come into a seated twist. Back into boat pose. And seated twist on the other side. do your feet feel like now? Come down to the ground for a bridge pose and Shavasana. And I use a block between my knees in bridge pose. Strengthens the hips. Pressing into my heels, lengthening the knees down to the end of the mat, keeping my chin slightly lifted from my chest so my neck stays neutral. One last bit of movement, inhale, and exhale, knees to chest. And then Shavasana. Because this is a morning practice for me, I'm not going to spend that much time in Shavasana. I'll do another relaxation practice tonight before bed. move into some breathing practices now. And as with all breathing practices, you want to be really sensitive to what's appropriate for you. Not all breathing practices work for all people all the time. Sitting in a chair is really important if sitting on the floor yogi style doesn't suit your knees or your hips. So I'm going to look for something specific here now. This is a breathing practice I do to the Gayatri mantra. And I don't usually have music playing, I usually do it in silence. And I chant in my own mind the different stanzas. It's alternate nostril breathing with the music. If you know alternate nostril breathing, join me. Oh boy. Wouldn't you know it? Swaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Tapaha, Om Satyam, Om Tatsavitur Varaniyam Bhargo Devasya Dhamahi Dhiyo Yuna Prachodayat. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha, Om Asatoma Satkamaya, Tomasoma Dritir Gamaya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me in my home practice this morning, an emergency session of the Choose Happiness Challenge. How do you feel? I feel a little bit more recharged. I'll need a shower now, but ready to face the day. Thanks a lot. Tune in tomorrow morning and we'll figure out what's going on day to day.